Hey guys, in this video we're talking about regulator rectifiers, specifically field coil type. So in this video I'm going to explain how they operate and how to find the information you need to determine which one is right for your bike. So stick around. Alright guys, you can see we're in the shop here. I got the bench cleaned off finally, and I have a couple regulator rectifiers on the bench, as well as a stack of information that we're going to reference. And the goal is to show you guys the differences between these two systems and show you guys examples of how to determine what system you might need to be using for your bike. So let's dive in. Now looking at the two systems on the bench here, the DRRS on the left. DRRS is for the sensing wire. This one's a couple bucks less, couple wires less, a little bit more simplistic operation, and this is going to be for more of your permanent magnet type setups that you'll see in a lot of bikes. Now, because this one's more common, we're not going to focus on this one as much. What I want to do is focus on the DRR-F, and this is for the field coil. So to explain the field coil, basically it is an electromagnetic field that is generated from your battery, and it runs through the regulator rectifier into your stator. That creates the electromagnetic field that can then create a charge to then charge and power your bike. So let me kind of show you guys what to look for. We're going to open this thing up. I'll show you guys exactly what this kit comes with, and then we're going to reference some of the information in the books so you can identify what you might need. Alright, so let's open up this DRRF. Now this is going to be something I'm using actually on another bike of mine, so this works out great. Opening up the top, open up the right side first. Set this stuff aside. Carefully open up the left side. Alright, so here you can see the regulator rectifier itself. This is MOSFET powered, and you can see we have a couple more wires here. So the idea with this is that we include the necessary plug with plenty of wire leads that you need that you can run to whatever you want to. Okay. Also included with this kit, you're going to have some extra wiring terminals, a couple mounting screws. So here we have some mounting screws. It's going to help mount the actual regulator itself. Washers, nuts, couple lugs. And here are some connectors that you can use to help join some wires that you can crimp together. Pretty cool little added feature. You have some heat shrink here that comes with it. The NWT logo. So now that we have the package open, we can kind of talk about some mounting practices here. So with any kind of electrical component, heat is the biggest killer. So what you want to do is try to avoid mounting it upside down where heat flows upward and into the body of the product. You can want to utilize a cooling fin. So it's not like you have to have this in direct airflow or anything like that, but it's good practice to try to mount it like this in a flat sense, even sideways like that. Just try not to mount it upside down. That's usually the biggest killer of these things. But this is a quality regulator rectifier, and it's not something that's meant to be replaced every year. This is going to last the lifetime of the bike. So do it right the first time, buy it once, buy it right. Alright, so first we're going to jump into something that is provided with all NWT products, and that is good, accurate information. These are print-offs, these are PDFs that you can find on the NWT website. So I have already gone and printed these things off because I need them for my own personal reference, but you can see you have clear, color-coded, easy to understand, easy to read information. This is for the DRRS. That is this system right here. The wires actually match the colors of the diagram. Shouldn't be so hard to get just a diagram for what you need. So you have area here to fill out your wire colors and match them to your bike, and you have a very clear layout on this side of exactly how this operates. You have general tips for mounting, so everything I've gone over here, and then how to integrate it into the rest of the bike. And all of these things match the different components that are available. So like the solenoid R, you can see everything is tied in. all matching wiring diagrams, but the one we're going to focus on is, of course, the DRRF. So you can see accessory 1, 2, 3, ground, the sensing wire, the DC output, and then of course your coil 1, coil 2, which is for your field coil. And then you can see a breakdown here of where you would have a little field coil. So your 3 AC outputs are right here, and then these 2 poles right here, coil 1, coil 2, that's the field coil. That's what generates the electromagnetic field that you need to create that charge and create the electricity and run the bike. Now to go a step further, if you guys are interested in an X21 or something like that, all of the information, installation guides, all of it is available on the website. Clear information. So hop on there. So up next, I want to show you guys where you might find the information to answer what type you might need. So let's jump into this XS service manual here. Now this is for the XS 360s and 400s, and I'll show you guys a little trick here. Let's see, we're working on an XS 400G. You can see the alternator there, and this one is going to have a field coil. You can see right there. You have the 3 wires that are for the AC output, but then you have the brown and green field coil. Easy answer. This is for XS 400. That's going to have like the electronic ignition. Let's jump it back a little bit. Alright, XS 360 for an example. This one, different setup. Alternator just has 3 wires on it, and this one has a permanent magnet style, runs at the points, so that one is a non-field coil. It is a sensing wire type, so you would want the DRRS for that particular bike. But that's a quick example on how you can find the information for that bike. A difference here, okay, CB750s, single lever cams. This one's a 1977. You can see the alternator there, 3 yellow AC wires, and then you have that green and the white field coil. Most all of your CB750s, CB550s, that kind of thing, the 4-cylinder bikes, those are all going to be a field coil type. Okay, we have another climber, GS550s. Another popular bike, we'll just flip over to a 79 for an example. These, permanent magnet style. Same thing here, permanent magnet. So that's a DRR-S. CX500s, you guys know I like these things, so it's a very common bike in the shop for me. Flip open any one of these. Alternator, 3 wires. So this one's just a regular DRR-S. Pickup coil there, you're going to see that is actually for the ignition setup, so don't get that confused. This is what triggers the spark units, or this is what triggers the ignition to know when to fire. This is what sets your timing. So there you have it, the DRR-F field coil regulator rectifier, MOSFET powered, and some tips and tricks on how to determine if that's what you need or not, that or the S. So these are of course available on the website, on the affiliates website, Ben at Never Ending Cycles and Al of Kilted Bushido Builds. So if you guys are in like Europe, UK, you guys are going to go through Al, it's perfectly fine. So if you guys are in the US, Canada, or south of the border, you guys are going to go through Ben or I. All of our information, all of our websites will be in the description. You guys can reference this information, but hopefully it helps. Now, I know not everybody has a service manual for their bike. It is something I really recommend you get because this will save you a lot of time. But if you can't find a trustworthy wiring diagram, definitely ask a question, send us an email, hit us up somehow, ask the question. We'll find out for you real quick on which one you might need, because we want you guys to buy the right thing the first time and get you guys out on the road. But anyway, expect some more videos like this. This is going to be kind of an ongoing, continuously updated playlist on different products that I offer and the information about them. So I hope you like it. If you have any questions, leave them below, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.